You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
LA Sparks had recently canned their coach. Now they brought in Utah's Lynn Roberts straight out of college to be the new head coach of the LA Sparks. Exciting news as the coaching carousel gets a fresh face. Like we mentioned, Lynn Roberts will be the new head coach of the Los Angeles Sparks. The Sparks, for the second year straight, have the number two pick, in the WNBA draft. Many people think they're leaning towards Kiki Ariafen. Maybe Flau'jae Johnson comes out and changes some things with that situation. But the LA Sparks have their coach. Seppi, welcome in. Word is they were following each other, and now they're not. There's been speculation, though, that maybe they weren't. From what I've seen, what I've gathered, it seemed like they were following each other. And it would be hard for me to believe that Scott Diggs and Jewel Lloyd never followed each other with them playing in college together. But word is they unfollowed each other. And that's not the end-all, be-all. That could really mean nothing. But I just thought it was something that, we should at least mention. Because, once you unfollow somebody, that means you ain't trying to kick it with them, skate with them, chill with them, nothing. You don't give a damn about what's going on in their lives after you hit that unfollow button. But it could be nothing. It could all be overblown. Like, we really don't know. Everything's still kind of getting gathered information. The investigation's still coming along. So we're still trying to figure out exactly what all the details are. But it's definitely some contradicting stories going on for sure. But like I said, Roberts coming in replaces Curt Miller, who was there for 2 seasons. The Sparks are 8-32 under Curt Miller in his last 2 seasons. They missed the playoffs 4 consecutive seasons. He went on to join the Dallas Wings. Now, Roberts, a little bit about her. She was the 2023 Pac-12 Coach of the Year, leading Utah. Of course, she coached Alyssa Peely, and that team was very fun to watch. She has a solid young core to build around. You got Derek and Hamby, who was most improved player, definitely just showed that she's a franchise-level player. You got Rickea Jackson, who's an all-star level talent. Cameron Brink will be coming off of injury, but she was one of the league shot blockers in the league. You got Hamby, you got Jackson, you got Brink to build around, and you got the number 2 pick. So it will be interesting to see. They did she said, the Sparks have a talented roster with tremendous upside, and we will compete tirelessly for WNBA championships. She says, I believe Los Angeles should be the premier market in the WNBA, and I'm eager to partner with our players and our front office to make this happen. Now, she was at Utah for over 9 seasons. She made 3 consecutive NCAA tournaments and led them to the conference regular season title and their best finish, Sweet 16 in 2023. They were 3-1 before she dipped out of there. Now, they also said her ability to partner with players while creating a winning culture will translate as we continue our path toward championship contention. That is a quote from Sparks general manager Reagan Pebley. Pavley said, Lynn has a dynamic and forward-thinking offensive mind, and her up-tempo style fits perfectly with the way we want to play. We love how she maximized her talent at Utah. It's one of the nation's strongest conferences. Yeah, the Pac-12 was lit last year. We know that. But the Sparks get a coach that's coming in with energy. They're going to score a lot of points. They're going to play fast. They're going to push the pace. They need a point guard really to be able to initiate this offense. But y'all saw what she did with Alyssa Peely at Utah, developing her into a first-round WNBA draft pick. So I think it'll be exciting to see how Cameron Brink, who she's very familiar with, and Rickea Jackson progress under her tutelage. But the Sparks have a new coach. They got the number 2 pick. They missed out. Apparently, we're assuming they missed out on the Paige Becker sweepstakes, but still a lot of talent that they can bring in. I definitely think they need a point guard, depending on what they decide to do with a few of their backcourt members. But yeah, I think a point guard would be the move for them. If not, if you're just looking for the best player available, Kiki Ariafen, Los Angeles kid as well, picking her up with the number 2 pick definitely adds another young forward in this stable of talents that they have already. But the Sparks, big news for them, man. We know who's going to be leading their next era. One of the pillars, one of the flagship programs or franchises, I should say, in the WNBA, have won titles. One of the biggest markets in Los Angeles. The league is better when LA is flourishing, and now they feel like they have the coach to do it. So y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. Give me your takeaways from that situation as well. Sparks have a new coach. The Seattle Storm could be looking for one soon. I like the Spark Tire though. They're gonna score points. Hopefully the defense improves. They get a structure. She will be able to help them establish an identity as well. But they have a lot of athletes, a lot of walking mismatches. When you have Cameron Brink, when you have Rickea Jackson, when you have Erica Hamby, three very mobile bigs that fit the type of style that she demands out of her forwards at Utah, can shoot the ball, can handle it, can pass it, can really get up and down the floor. I think this was a really home run hire. You're not seeing a whole lot of college coaches getting plucked for WNBA jobs, but this was one that definitely opened some eyes, and I like the pick. I think there will definitely be an adjustment period. They're still, like I said, trying to figure out an identity. This is not going to be a turnaround in year one, but I think they will build a foundation, establish an identity, and most importantly, with young teams that are rebuilding, she will come in, Roberts, and develop that young talent, get the max potential out of them like she did at Utah. She wasn't recruiting five-star prospects at Utah, but she was developing talent, finding undercover, underrated gems, and maximizing their abilities on the court. And I think she will do the same thing in LA. So I think this was a really good pickup. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments. I think the future's bright for the Sparks. Definitely got to get a point guard. Definitely got to continue to figure out what your best five is. What are they going to do with this roster? I ain't gonna lie. I mean, they bring in Odyssey Sims. They keep her. Kia Nurse is a solid point guard as well. If you're gonna go that route, I know they had Lexi Brown battling Lyme disease, but this backcourt's got some firepower. They could use a little youth influx of youth, but we'll see. Olivia Miles will be there at number two if they decide to go that route. Theo says the NBA needs to step in. Adam Silver needs to come save the day, man. He says Adam Silver needs to come save the day for real. You look at the roster. I'm still mad Zaya Cook is not getting any playing time. But you potentially get Lexi Brown back. De'Erica Hamby, your franchise player, averaged 17 points, 9 rebounds, 3.5 assists. You bring back Odyssey Sims, who I thought was a big pickup for them. She was hooping out in Dallas. She was averaging 12.6 points, 5.3 assists per game. Maybe she is the starting point guard for this group next year. She was leading the team in assists. You got Kia Nurse, who is a solid backup point guard, who I think is talented. Ray Burrell, I think, is another solid wing that they have on this roster. Crystal Dangerfield. Ari McDonald, she doesn't end up leaving for free agency, I think, is a really good role player. And honestly, man, she was second on the team in assists with 3.7. She averaged 8.7 points per game. She had some big games. Struggled with turnovers a bit sometimes, but I definitely think she is a quality player as well. You get Laisha Clarendon. There's a lot of guards in this backcourt that have different games that bring a lot to the backcourt, like that bring different skill sets to this backcourt. Some of them better shooters than others, like Lexi. You got Kia Nurse, the vet, who may be the best perimeter defender out of the bunch. Do they go point guard or do they add to that front court, depending on what they think they have coming back? That will be something to monitor, man. But yeah, I love Odyssey Sims on this team. I'm not gonna And I think, and then you got Yi Yuru as well. That's why I'm saying, man, they're still trying to develop her. So are they really gonna bring in another big to the fold? But maybe they feel like they want to reunite Cam Brink with her college teammate. We saw Cameron Brink and Kiki do work at Stanford. The chemistry's there. We know they can play together. How long will it take Cameron Brink to get back to being Cameron Brink is something else that we will have to monitor as well with this group. She's coming off that ACL. She was definitely flourishing on both ends of the floor, especially the defensive side. She was one of the lead leaders in blocks. She was continuing to find her offensive game, knocking down shots, getting it off the dribble, extremely mobile. If she comes back at 100%, and then with the strides that Rickea Jackson made, were just incredible. She benefit more than anybody with Cameron Brink being out. Rickea Jackson proved that she may be the second best rookie in this class, and that she is definitely an all-star talent, a potential elite level 3 level scorer, just confident, got started on the bench, got starts, improved on defense, and really just improved her overall feel for the game. She had some big scoring nights, some outputting. She was efficient most nights towards the end of the season. So they definitely have a young group, but they have a nice blend of vets too. But it's definitely going to be major to see what they do with that number 2 pick. Do they go with like an Olivia Miles, who can come in, play the point guard, initiate the offense, put pressure on defenses in open space, getting downhill, attacking the cup, walking triple double? Do they go that route, or do they go Kiki Raven, who is a super skilled big, maybe the most skilled big in this entire draft? Um, they got. I mean, number 2 pick, other than Paige Beckers, you can pretty much go for anybody you want. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. They got their new coach on board. That is one domino down. Now they got to do their homework and make sure they hit a home run in this draft to continue to build this roster up.